Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the New Cosmic Knowledge channel. Of course, I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, and this lady to my left or right, wherever she shows up on the screen, I'm not sure, needs no introduction anywhere in the civilized world. Of course, this is Heidi Vandenberg, a Vedic astrologer extraordinaire, a full-blown life coach, and she is, I think, in my opinion, the very best at what she does. Heidi, it's been a while since we've been together. Welcome back to the channel. Great to have you.
Oh, thanks, Jeff. That was very nice of you to say. It's good to see you. It's been a long time.
It has been a long time, but it's also very true.
Yeah.
So what is your take currently on President Trump?
Oh my gosh, really? You're going to go there?
Yeah, what's your take on President Trump?
Well, you know how much I like him. So, that's my take on him. Now, what do I think is going on right now? I think that he is in some serious, blocks with everybody. So,
yeah.
I think he's going through a rough time. Nothing's easy. All these distractions. I mean, I watched this guy, Kevin Shipp, and he just breaks down everything, like kind of what's going on politically and behind the scenes. He's an ex-CIA guy, like CIA meaning he worked at NSA and stuff.
Right.
So he is top notch. He
was a spook.
Yeah. No. He's legit. So I do believe that there's so many negative forces, but I do believe there's like some sort of external something. Is that me or you?
I don't know. I don't hear anything.
Why did I just hear something? But I think
I coughed and maybe I missed the mute button.
Oh, that's probably what it was. Okay. So I think maybe he has some external forces that, are like against him. That's my concern.
Absolutely. And I think the meeting with Putin is a masterstroke, not only politically, but I think it's a great idea. I mean, we don't want to make an enemy out of Russia if we don't have to. And of course, the whole left is trying to demonize Russia, and they still won't get off their stupid lies about election tampering. It's the dumbest thing ever. But I'm glad that he's meeting with Putin. I'm glad he met with Kim. And hey, if we can meet and make nice with people that have nuclear weapons pointed at us, I'm all for that.
Yes.
Absolutely. Now, Heidi, there's some weird stuff going on.
Let me say to you,
please.
Good job. I have to give Jeff a kudos because we did a video on Rex Bear the Leak Project's channel, and we made predictions, and Jeff's prediction was that Donald Trump is going to make peace, and that's what he did. So
I think I actually predicted he would meet with Kim.
Yeah, you did. You said he would make some sort of peace.
And this was a New Year's Eve show. This was many, many moons ago.
Yes, it was. It was interesting.
Well, thank you for patting me on the back for that, Heidi. So, and if you don't mind, I'll do it myself too. That was pretty freaking awesome. And it's nice to be right every now and then. But there's some crazy stuff going on in the astrological world. I've been reading a little bit, and they say it's an eclipse season. It's a triple eclipse season. What is going on with all that?
Well, there's just a lot of new beginnings, a lot of endings. Eclipse seasons are already intense. Some people like to call it like a moon on steroids or just a jacked up full moon because and it brings things to the surface. Okay, so it does that a lot. A lot of hidden things come out during an eclipse.
Is that like across the board for all signs?
Oh, for everybody. This is just eclipse in general.
After you get finished explaining that, let me share some stuff with you that's literally been happening. I didn't know what this was.
Yeah, so like people like from the past out of the clear blue sky could come out of nowhere and just like hit you with some serious energy or literally hit you. I mean, it's pretty crazy right now. So I would say that this is a time to, now what is this a good time for? Is just like do some introspecting, reflecting, figure out what you want and what you don't want, because also sometimes things on an eclipse that start don't end, or you'll deal with something from the prior eclipse. It can be like
interesting.
So it's a lot of it's definitely endings more so than beginnings, and it is very intense because we have a lot of planets that are retrograde right now. So that's just a whole nother can of worms, adding fuel to the fire. And there's some heavy conjunctions.
That's really powerful because I've had a lot of things, in a new relationship, obviously, and a lot of things that I didn't know that I was still dealing with. And I don't know if Sandra knew she was dealing with have come up. A lot of things have come up, and they're ultimately positive things, but they have come up and they can be just uncomfortable. And I didn't realize that that's something that can happen within an eclipse, and even hidden things within me that I didn't know. Like I was talking with Wayne this morning, I've been out of Christianity for 15 years, but not all the Christianity was out of me, Heidi. And some of that old stuff was rearing its head. And maybe it did have to do with the whole eclipse season.
Yeah. It also can bring things from the past back. It can be, you know, feelings, just like demons too, or actual people can like zip out from the past to end things karmically. So it's not like if you meet somebody during the eclipse season, it's just know that there's something there's either a lesson that usually has to be learned by it, or there is, you'll find something like you'll think they're great and then you'll find out their true colors.
Interesting. We were just talking about Rex. I just got a text message from him. How funny is that?
That is funny.
But yeah, that's very, very true. And it's interesting stuff. Now tell me what's your take on this whole Jupiter Saturn thing and all the planets aligning up on one side of the sun?
So it's a powerful yoga, and I'm pretty sure that's what that's what in Indian astrology that they call it. So it's definitely it's an intense energy. I mean, it's, oh God, I didn't know you were going to ask me like serious questions, or I would have prepared some things.
Oh, that's all right. I mean, we're just talking.
So I would say that it brings the whole side of all the planets to usually Rahu and Ketu. All the eclipses, everything has to do with Rahu, Ketu.
Which actually aren't planets, right? They're aspects of the moon, right?
Right. It's nodes of the moon, shadows of the moon. It's the eclipse. So
Gotcha.
That's what it is, you know. And
Rahu and Ketu are really the embodiments of eclipse.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, and it's a shadow, right? It's a hidden self. And if you know what Rahu and Ketu are, you know, Rahu is the outcast, it's secret behaviors, explosions, passions, poison, addictions. It's a lot of chaos. Okay. And then K2 is, you know, more isolation, but it's also destructive isolation. It's terrorism, but it's also spirituality. So I know that's a lot of weird things.
Rahu has the head, right?
Rahu is the head, K2 is the tail. It's a demon that got chopped off. Rahu wants more and more and more. And the one good thing I'll say about this new moon was in a good nakshatra, so I think like the energy right now isn't as bad as, like, if this was in Ardra, one of the most destructive nakshatras, it would be way more intense, but it's in a different nakshatra. So it's in a better, more calming, more about knowledge though.
Interesting. So what should we be looking for to take advantage of this or avoid the bad parts?
So what are some positive things that right now that are going on? And I'm not going to get into all of the explanations, but it's a great time to make serious changes that you want to change in yourself. Start businesses that you can literally, because here's the thing, right now, so many other people can get so weak. This is the time where Mars and Ketu are in Capricorn, Saturn is in Sagittarius, but everything else is aligned up in a nice way where, yes, Saturn's retrograde. Yeah, Mars is retrograde, but this is the time where people that, when that can really go to their benefit, they can outshine and outdo anything. So like in relationships, change, in careers, start a business that's like top notch, you know, and you have to work hard and it's not easy. And it's, you know, Saturn is in Sagittarius Vedic way. So it's not in Capricorn yet. And I totally can tell.
Interesting.
Totally can tell. Yeah.
And what do you think about, or do you know anything about these sunspot cycles? Is there really 30 cold years coming up?
Oh, I don't get into that stuff. That's
Gotcha.
like, you know, I like to deal with things more so that are happening now to us real time, that, because how many times was there an apocalypse? How many times were the world coming in and to an end? How many times were we going to have a global shutdown or whatever, right? Solar flare. Like, yes, all that happens, but nothing has happened. So I don't like to waste a lot of time on that anymore, because it just, I mean, why sit there and be scared if something like that happens?
You know, I just roll my eyes at that stuff. And, you know, some of the people that we really like and respect really get into that, but I always just roll my eyes. It's like, here we go again. It's so silly. Why do this? And I'll ask you a tough question that you probably don't want to answer, but is Western astrology more prone to that kind of silliness?
Silliness meaning
You know, the world's going to end. We've got this September
no.
23. We've got all this.
I don't think so. I think Western astrology is more optimistic, more what you could be type of thing. When what you're striving to be, it's more bubbly. When Vedic astrology is the hardcore, face the facts, hate it or like it, I'm going to tell you the facts. Vedic is more karmic, it's darker, it's more of your hidden self, it's more about your emotions and what makes you tick. Like, it's definitely darker that way. So I think Western is more woo, or more, but they both work. Okay.
So Western is kind of kindler, gentler, huh?
Yes. Yeah.
Heidi, why did you decide to focus on Vedic rather than Western?
Well, I was a skeptic, just like everybody else, just like yourself. I never believed astrology because I would read Virgo on September 12th and I would read Virgo stuff and I'd be like, that's not really like me at all. Okay. I'm not a health person, like, meaning I'm not planting trees. I'm not an outdoorsy person. Okay. I'm not at all. Like, earthy is not me. I know that. And what's interesting is, so I would read, but then I would be like, yeah, I work hard. Okay. Like little things would be kind of Virgo to me. And I am a perfectionist about certain things. But what happened was, figured out I have Venus in Virgo, which takes Virgo and makes it way more materialistic and more into like the money side, the more picky in relationships, really picky, like, where it's ridiculous, where weird things get on my nerve, that kind of stuff. Right. So it doesn't work out in like the most earthy Virgo way. It works out more along the lines of, I hate to say it, just nitpicky and just focusing on money. But like, in my opinion, you need money to survive in this world.
You do.
So I'm not one of those people that thinks everybody needs to be, I'm all about success and financial success and having financial freedom. And, I have a full-time career in real estate too. So I like the spiritual side. I have a side like that, but then I also have my, so I never felt Virgo, and I sold homes to Indians. And I think I've said this story.
That's right. You did. I remember now.
And I sold homes to all these Indians, and they wouldn't buy a house if the front door wasn't facing a certain way. I had to get a book on Vatsu, learn all the directions of the doors. And then to make a really long story short, it said, started talking about Scorpio and Capricorn. And I'm like, what? How does this have anything to do with astrology? So I Googled Indian astrology. I found my time of birth. I put my birthday in. I was like, so I Googled Scorpio rising. Spot on. All right. Wow. Scorpio moon. Spot on. Or I'm sorry, Pisces moon, spot on. Leo sun, that was more me, more Leo, because also a lot of Leos are in real estate too.
Interesting.
And your sun sign is what people see you in, like the work atmosphere between your like coworkers and stuff. So when your sun sign is, that's why it's not as it's irrelevant compared to your ascendant and your moon sign, in my opinion. And that's kind of how Vedic astrology ticks. But I don't know. I was sold, and then I couldn't stop studying. I was like just hooked. So
you were in the whole route. And Michelle says that Vedic matches your personality style much more than Western.
I know, right? Well, and because nobody knew I went to school to be a cop. Nobody knew I was in corrections, wanted to work in jails, prisons, So when you know that, that's a Scorpio, that's a detective, private investigator. Why? And another thing, like, I always wanted to know what happens when we die, why we're here. I was very religious, very Christian. I've told you that.
I just can't see that. That's hilarious to me.
Oh my gosh. You have no idea. I'll send you photos, okay, of me in youth groups and stuff.
That's just like carrying around your Bible and everything.
Yeah, I used to write I love Jesus on my walls with glow in the dark paint. So then when the lights went out, that's what I saw.
Oh my, if you hadn't told me that, I wouldn't believe that it was true.
That's the facts, unfortunately.
I would not believe it was true. And it's so weird. My voice sounds kind of gravelly because I haven't talked since 10 a.m. this morning. I've been on a vow of silence, and I just ended it when I said hello to you. It was a very weird thing.
Yeah.
I talk a lot.
You do. Yes.
And I realized that, boy, even when I'm by myself, I talk a lot. Yes. And it was very interesting to just kind of be quiet and just listen and observe. I recommend it. It was a very powerful spiritual experience.
Yeah.
And you said you do that all the time.
I do that all the time. Yeah, that's what I mean, I'm always in silence unless I'm working or doing shows or readings, but I don't talk. Like, I don't walk around my house and talk to myself. I'm usually, and I don't watch TV either.
You don't walk around and sing or anything like that?
No, if anything, I'm dancing around more so than singing. I don't sing. No.
So Heidi's world is a quiet world.
Oh, big time. And I'll have music on, but like sometimes I'll have Indian music on or Indian vibes, like weird, you know, zone out kind of music. I'm not somebody that is, you know.
Belinda says her husband talks too much and it makes her unhappy.
Who said that?
Belinda.
That's funny.
I'm glad I'm not married to Belinda because I would make her very unhappy.
That sounds like a Venus in Virgo.
Really?
Well, that would be something that would, like, the fact that something like that could get on her nerves could be a Venus in Virgo. Like, my ex-husband used to brush his teeth and it drove me like nuts. Every morning I would wake up and just be like, oh my gosh. And, you know, other people probably brushed their teeth like that too. And it totally didn't bother me. It was just one of those weird things.
Wow. Heidi, when's the last time you played your drum?
I would say maybe a month ago.
Yeah?
I had to be, my neighbors were kind of getting a little irritated with the noise up here. So
you were actually playing that sucker a lot, huh?
Yeah, I was. Because when I get started on something, I'm kind of extreme. So like if I play the drum, I was on the drum for like 3 hours.
Oh no.
Yeah, so it's pretty, and I won't stop till like my hands are raw.
And you weren't playing it softly, I'm guessing.
No, I get into the zone. Yeah.
Oh my. Crazy. That's interesting. So Vedic astrology being more real world, being more dark, being more just straight to the point. Does Vedic astrology have anything to say about twin flames?
Okay, so we talked about this on my show, and you know, I guess this is my K2 in the first house, but I'm not somebody that necessarily believes. I'm not sold on the whole twin flame thing yet. Like I don't have definitions. I haven't had one. So you know, for me to believe something, I've got to see it, touch it, feel it. You know, there's got to be some substance to it.
Right.
I look at a twin flame. Sometimes twin flames to me, I think karma. Whether it be good or bad, you know, karmic. So, you know, I think that, so yeah, Rahu and Ketu, here we go again with the nodes. So Indians actually arrange their marriages on the astrology that I use. So on Vedic astrology, they match the moons and make sure the Kuda system aligns. And that is how they arrange marriages.
Now, generally speaking, are Indian marriages more successful than American marriages?
Well, yes, but because they like love each other more? No, I think it's because of their morals too. Indians have different morals, different values, different respects for like family. So there's a lot of, they're totally different than us.
So it's not just being well matched astrologically, it's a lot of culture involved too.
Well, yeah, and then you do take that vow, like it's like a business though too. So
Gotcha.
you know, to a degree, those are like a business. You don't want it to fail. The most Indian, like when I have a few clients that have had divorces, and it's not like an American divorce, you know, like where your parents are mad, your sister-in-law is a little pissed off. I mean, it's like the families fly here if they live here, the whole families, and try to save it and resolve it.
Oh, wow.
It's not like, so there's it's more of a family thing. So that, you know, they want their kids to grow up in a good life. We're just different. Like we just have different values, different morals, and who's to say who's right and who's wrong. But because I think that's a little extreme too, right? Because then you don't feel it's like you don't have that passion maybe necessarily. It's more, can this person have kids? Is this person Manglic, or is this person have a yoga that could do some damage? Like there's something called,
what's Manglic, Heidi?
It's when you have it's when your both charts are bad in a bad spot. And I can't get into the details too much.
That's right.
It's like
a bad thing.
It's like a karmic curse.
Gotcha.
It stops you from having a successful relationship is what they say. Now they say if you're with another Manglic person, it can work. So there's always like a little twist.
Interesting. Interesting. And you know, you gave Sandra and I a very detailed relationship reading, and we scored a good score suitable for marriage. Is that the kind of thing that they use in India for arranged marriages?
Yeah. Yes, that's what it is. You have to have a specific, in the CUDA system, you have to have a specific amount of points,
Right.
and 20 it's for a successful marriage, they say. But that, see, like, I'm going to tell you, I've had 30 points with people, and I just, yeah, right. Like, I would
Yeah,
have
we
never,
were pushing 30, I believe. I think we were 27, 28.
were we?
Yeah, it was me and Sandra and I, but I think it was a 28.
No. Oh, I don't know if you were that high. Were you?
I think so, if I remember correctly.
I'll tell you. I do this with business partners.
It might have been 38, Heidi.
It might have been. Let me check. Hold on. Hold on. So,
But I mean, how many, and I know this is a hard question because people ask me, you know, I married people for 20 years, right? And my success rate on marriages was probably 20 or 30%. How's your success rate on the ones that you give a good score for marriage, or that the system gives a good score for marriage? Have you been able to keep track at all?
no, because I didn't know what time my ex-husband was born. So, but no matter what time he was born throughout the whole day, we had the worst points I've ever seen.
Oh, no kidding.
We had 9 points of compatibility. And
Nine?
yeah, it was 9.
Holy mackerel. That's really, really bad.
But we didn't fight. That's the thing. We didn't fight. It was just, I had no feelings whatsoever. Like, it was so bad but he was so nice to me that I just didn't know what to do.
Wow.
Yeah. And it just, I knew what was going to happen eventually. So
9 points. That's pretty poor.
yeah.
That's pretty poor.
But you have to judge, like, you also have to judge how that other person is in a relationship. Sometimes I will say, like, when you have your K2s together or Rahus together, it can work out where you can feel really deep connection. So I think it really just depends on so many different aspects. It's, you have to look at sex. You have to look, the Venus is extremely important. Like,
Yeah.
if somebody doesn't aspect somebody's Venus, somebody will want to, do something.
Find something else somewhere else.
Mhm.
Interesting. Hey, by the way, when did you first meet Ernst Wilhelm?
Well, I found him when I bought my software, because
Okay.
the first thing I did was buy the software. I would say I like Googled around on things for maybe 2 months, like looking at charts from Joni Patri's chart calculator. And I was like, this is not, like, I got to get into this more. So I just bought the software. And you actually, if anybody wants to go check it out, you can go on
Bought
my
Joni's
website.
or you bought Ernst's?
Ernst. Oh, and you know what? Speaking of, the reason why I bought Ernst software, because it was on Joni's website. And
Oh, it was interesting.
So I had
I've also bought Ernst software for the Cards of Truth. I love it. Ernst is one of the smartest guys that I've ever met. He's amazing. I love the guy. We've become friends. We're going to be visiting, and it's just amazing to work with him. And I just wondered how long you had known him. And I mean, he's obviously had a profound impact on your life.
Yeah, and he's really been helpful. Like, he's somebody that if I ask something, he's always very supportive. And even though he knows that I will go, like, he'll every once in a while he'll convince me that I'm a Sagittarius rising, and that my chart's the Western way. But I can't do it. Like, I just can't look at my chart that way. It doesn't even make sense. Like, it doesn't click at all.
And Ernst is at cardsoftruth.com for my part. Do you know what his Vedic website is?
Well, you can just go to my website, oneofakindbyheidi.org, click the top, go to software, buy software, and it will take you right to the page.
Absolutely. It's the best thing you've ever done. It's just amazing stuff. And Ernst is a little bit, I mean, I could see Ernst being into Vedic astrology, because Ernst is just like, boom, 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 here it is. That's just what it is.
But he's such a scientist too.
Yeah, you need to get rid of him. It's going to be a terrible relationship. Don't even stay. Just pack yourself and go. But don't put yourself through it.
Well, and yeah, he's very honest. Like, I used to message him about like a couple guys, and I would be like, "What do you think about that?" And I was like, "This guy's might be visiting me from Dubai," and he's like, "Absolutely not. They will never work with that little creep." And he was like,
and I could hear him
totally.
saying
And you know what's really funny? So we Skyped. This guy and I Skyped for. He was from Italy, but he was living in Dubai. Somehow we met on LinkedIn. It was really weird. So we Skyped for, I don't know, 2 months. And I said to him, I was like, if there's no way that we have a horrible compatibility. And I said, because it's just impossible. And I said, if you get here, I said this to him, if you get here and we have horrible compatibility, I'm going to become a Vedic astrologer. He was supposed to be here for 2 weeks. I shipped him out in 5 days.
Oh my. So Ernst was dead on.
Dead on. Yeah. Like so dead on that it was just, oh my God, it was amazing.
So did Ernst tell you I told you so?
Yeah, I think I said, he's like, oh, that was that one guy that, he remembered. Like, but there was a couple charts. I always send him like crazy charts. I'm like, what do you think about this?
Wow, that's very, very interesting stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
Is there anything else on your mind, Heidi?
There's a lot on my mind right now, but
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You like that water? Sandra drinks that water.
I love it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I drink distilled water exclusively.
Yeah. I like how it tastes because I'm not a big water person. So it has a different bite to it. It doesn't taste like water.
It does taste a little different. I guess that's because it's got it's ionized or whatever it is.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, that stuff is not cheap. I've been buying it by the case and it's not cheap.
Right. Do you get it on Amazon?
I do get it on Amazon.
No, I need to start doing that. Oh, and another okay, this is such a small little story, but
okay.
My neighbor, she had a duck. Now she has a duck.
She's in law enforcement, right? Your neighbor?
She's in the court. I said the court business. The court. She's in the court system. Okay. We'll just leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that.
So she gets this. She finds this egg, and she's done this one other year, and it died. It didn't make it because it's really hard to get a duck to.
Right.
So she gets this incubator, and the time this duck was born, oh my God, it was like the strongest Mars. And this duck comes barreling out of this egg. It should have been in the incubator. Like, it was so advanced. This thing is just a beast. I told her to name it like Mars or something, but she's named it. I forget what she named it. But this duck is the most exciting thing that I've seen in the past.
Is the duck living with her?
Well, yeah, she has it. She has it in the house, and she went home and she also was a Chihuahua. So she went home to Wisconsin for the holiday, and they were supposed to fly. She drove because they had the duck. Like, it's hysterical. This duck is so.
She drove the duck to Wisconsin?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh my! How does the duck get along with the Chihuahua?
They're great. Like, they're just great friends. And I was sitting on the floor, and because ducks are ducks. Like, I love all animals. All animals like me. Okay. Usually, I don't think I've ever had an animal that didn't like me.
I think the water's called Essentia that she's drinking.
What, this? Yeah. That's right. And I was sitting there, and the duck just hops in my lap. Like, literally, it was.
Somebody says she drove the duck because it couldn't fly.
No, and actually it hates water. It's going to be so humanized.
So the duck hopped up in your lap.
Yeah. And just fell asleep.
That's amazing. So they're very friendly.
Well, I mean, I don't know if they always are, but this one is.
See, that's why I got this video of my granddaughter, my youngest granddaughter, and they have these chickens, and she's got this chicken cradled in her arms. This chicken's just laying there, and she's singing to this chicken, and this chicken is like rubbing its head up against her chest. I'm like, how the hell am I supposed to ever eat chicken again after watching that?
I know. Well, I said to Jason, I was like, I bet you never eat duck again. And he was like, he didn't really answer. But I mean, I would never. Now when the hunters, because I live on the water, so in certain specific seasons they can hunt, and it already pisses me off. I go outside and start screaming at them. And now, oh my gosh, I'm going to be beyond myself because we have this duck.
Heidi's going to be hunting hunters.
That runs in my family.
Yeah. Wow. That's very, very interesting. Very interesting. So who knew that we were going to get a duck story tonight? Yeah.
So that's what's been the most exciting thing in my week.
Excellent. 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 Ducks.
So, hey, where I was going with this is the duck's chart. I looked at the duck's chart.
You looked at the duck's chart. You can do a chart for animals?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Tell me about the duck's chart, and then we'll maybe do some readings for some folks.
Yeah, I don't have it right now, but we can do some readings for sure.
But can you remember the duck's chart at all?
I don't remember. I just looked it on my phone real quick. It was like a quick thing, but I looked at where Mars was and where Mars was with the moon, and it was just funny. I laughed, and I was.
So the duck is very much a Mars duck.
Yeah.
So Vedic astrology even is applicable to animals.
That's a test. because whoever gets the birth time of the pets, you know, but you could if you breed animals, you know, or if you knew. I do believe, like, if somebody gave me, which I don't like to watch the horses race.
Yep.
But if somebody gave me the horse birthday, the jockey's birthday and time, the horse's race and time, I could make them some serious money gambling, and the date of the race, who was going to win. It's like solving crimes. Like I say, you could give me 2 birth charts, 2 suspects, and one killed the person, the other one didn't. The crime scene, the day of the crime, and the suspect, and I could tell you who killed that person.
What do you think your success rate would be?
100%.
No kidding.
Unless you didn't give me the right times.
Right. And people just can't understand the importance of giving you the times. I was about noon. No, I'm not going to do it if you tell me about noon. You got to give me the right information.
Yes,
and it's got to be exact. I remember when you first did my chart, I'm like, oh, I think it was 3:30. You're like, go look at the birth certificate. I call my mom. She's like, don't call your mom. Go look at the birth certificate. It's like, oh, crap. Okay. So I go look it up, and it was like 3:34, and it would have made a difference between 3:30 and 3:34. So it's very, very important, isn't it?
It is so important that I don't do readings, like real readings for people. Like if on my YouTube channel, when I do live readings, every once in a while, you know, we'll see, or I'll do cards for them. But I never, ever, ever do readings for people if you don't know the time of birth. And I don't rely on the rods for birth times. I refuse to. It
takes way too long anyway. It's ridiculous.
You can't do that. I can't do it. It just, to me, it's like, it's not factual. 100%.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's not what they're meant for. So,
couple readings.
We got a male.
Hold on. So you're gonna do the cards of truth, right?
Well, yeah, if anybody wants a card of truth reading, I can do compatibility if you can give me both people's.
I would really just like you to do some of the cards. I want to know what some of the cards mean. So,
or we can just do a general reading for, if you don't have both people's information and you have your own, I can tell you whether you're a good candidate to try to be in a serious relationship at this time or not. And I mean, you know,
that's good.
You can look at that. I mean, if it's a man, you check out his sun. What's his sun look like? If it's a girl, you check out her moon. What's her moon look like? And
in general, or do you mean in general 100%, or do you mean like for the year?
Well, I've been studying Ernst's new software.
Right.
And we're talking just about compatibility, you know, relationship compatibility.
Yeah.
And if you want to, the most important things to look at in relationship compatibility, for a girl, it's her moon. For a guy, it's his sun. And if you got a girl that's got a jacked up moon, forget it. Forget it. They're not ready. Save yourself some time.
I'm totally right now pulling up my chart. Right.
Save yourself some money. Don't do it. And he's, you know, I have my notebook, and where's that notebook? Right here. And I have all the things of what's good to have in your moon, what's bad to have in your moon. And it's so hard to learn. I mean, it's so much detail, but it's amazingly profound. And it's just crazy, the stuff that you can learn just from the moon and the sun.
So my moon is in the 3 of diamonds.
Moon. Let's see what Heidi's moon is like.
3 of diamonds.
Moon.
I'm trying to sneak in those readings from Jeff.
It's the 3 of diamonds.
Yeah. Is that bad? Probably.
Well, I mean, obviously diamonds means that you're financially focused, which is absolutely true, 100%, right?
Well, yeah, I am.
You're all about enrichment. You're all about security. Those are the main things that drive you. And you just finished saying that like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. And
what?
It's interesting that 3 is kind of associated with Mars, which isn't a real big surprise with you either. But I mean, not only do you value wealth and property and business, and not only are you always about your skills and your resources and your talents, but you also have this underlying values. So sometimes even if you are a bitch, you feel bad about being a bitch.
Yeah, and there's a valid reason behind it usually if I am.
Yeah. Would you say that you do have very strong values?
Yes, big time.
Interesting.
Which is why I left my husband so quickly.
Yeah.
Because when I make a decision and I know it's going to affect other people's lives, and whether it be negative or positive way, I'm always going to I'm all about morals and value and doing the right thing. I'm a very karmic person. I always look at the karmic factor too.
Absolutely.
How it's going to affect them. And if I'm mad at somebody, I just pull up their chart and then I'm like, oh, I'm not mad at them anymore.
That's awesome. And you're all about growth, expansion, and energy, which makes perfect sense as well. Yeah. And what was it? It was a 3, right? The 3 of diamonds is in your moon?
Yes.
What planets are in your moon?
Moon.
Tell me none.
No.
Nope.
No, it's with something else.
How many planets? What are the planets in your moon?
Wait, I think my moon's. Let's make sure that my moon's even in here.
Well, the moon is the one that's got the moon on the top of it. You know that.
Well, yeah, I know, but okay, hold on. My moon is starved. It's sitting with Saturn.
Oh, you got Saturn in your moon?
Mm-hmm.
And it is starved. Yes, it's starved.
But look, that's why I'm going to tell you that moon Saturn can be isolation. I love to be alone in my own head. Because in my Vedic chart too, and it's with Neptune, I think that's Neptune. So, yeah. When I think of moon Saturn, though, I think of somebody that's depressed. I can tell you I'm not depressed, ever. I'm more selfish.
You've got Saturn. Here's the
Laugh. Go ahead, say it.
The best planet to have, the best thing is to have no planets in your moon. The moon likes to be alone. The moon likes to be by himself or herself. But if you have to have planets in your moon, the best one to have is Jupiter. The next best one is Mercury. The next best one is Venus. The next best one is Mars. The next best one's the Sun. The next best one's Ketu. The next best one's Rahu. And the worst one to have in your moon is Saturn.
That's funny. But wait,
that's the one you don't want to have in your moon is Saturn.
Time out. Saturn, I'm taking this back because Saturn looks like it's in on the 5 of diamonds.
Well, what's in your moon card?
Will it be blue?
It would be blue.
Saturn.
Saturn, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the reason why it's so bad is because when you have Saturn, you've got tragedy, trauma, and disappointment.
Well, yeah.
Which sums up your love life.
Okay, so yeah, let's think about it. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Heidi. I don't mean to laugh.
True. No, trauma and disappointment. Most disappoint me at some point, and then I'm just done. But I don't get sad. I'm going to tell you that. Now
there's no sadness. It's tragedy, trauma, disappointment.
Oh, well, yeah. Story of my life. Yes. Yeah, I mean that matches up pretty on target.
I sound like Ernst. Yeah, tragedy, trauma, disappointment. That's how your life is.
Yeah, right. I know. But see, when I think of a moon Saturn conjunction in Vedic astrology, that's different. That's that can be depression. That can be somebody that's really big issues with their mother and their mother's real sick or something like this, or really have a lot of karmic duty to the mother. And I'm going to tell you, if that was I don't have that in my Vedic astrology chart.
Yeah. The cards of truth are much more exacting and specific. They're just about what it's about. They don't really editorialize. They're just this is it.
Okay. All right. Let me ask you a couple other questions.
Uh-oh. Now you're going to test my developing skill.
You're testing me. I'm testing you. Okay. So what is the, oh God, then what about the ace of, so the ace of spades?
Well, it depends upon, you can't just say a card. I mean, you can, it's got to be context. Are you looking for, what's your ascendant?
My ascendant.
It's the eye or the one? The blue eye or one?
Hearts. That's a tragic card too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not the best.
Yeah. Disappointment in love again.
It is exactly what it is. Yep.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, you've got some challenges in your relationships. And Heidi, if you came to you about love and somebody was telling you this, what would you advise these people? Become a nun?
No, because I think there are ways to, because I'm just going to be 100% honest. Usually it is me in relationships. I get bored. I get, they do something and it's like done. They do one, if you lie to me about one thing, things are over. I mean, it is so over. You have no idea. Like I've set up my ex-fiance. Yeah, I had an ex-husband and an ex-fiance. My ex-fiance, I set him up with my best friend, Liz. Like when I'm done, I am officially done. Like there's no.
Does it surprise you knowing me that I'm one and done too? If you lie to me or if you cheat on me or if you're like hanging out with an old boyfriend, that's it. One time, we're done.
Yeah, honestly,
Does that surprise you?
Yeah, and I always have that issue, like the exes always pop in and like that whole thing. So I just kind of like gave up.
Yeah.
But it's good because I think sometimes in this life, some people aren't meant to be in this like love relationship because they're here fixing other things. They're here changing the world, moving and shaking, So like, because if I am in a relationship, I don't have a lot of time to begin with. So then my time is even less for this. So maybe I'm not in the right place. It's not the right time. I don't know. That's what I'm.
I don't know if you remember me, but like around the time of the extravaganza that we had down here, I was totally convinced I was going to be alone. I had found the one and I was him. And I was perfectly, completely, totally fine with it.
That's me. Yes.
100% fine with it. And then all of a sudden I run into Sandra, who's wants to do what I'm doing, is in perfect alignment with it, makes me better at doing it. She's better at what she does. And it's like, what am I supposed to do? I didn't want this, but wow, here it is.
Right.
And it's pretty damn groovy.
Well, and that's the thing. So number one, you have to open up, right? And you probably had some walls up. I mean, your chart is just as screwed up for relationships as mine. I mean,
come on now, Heidi.
It is. So is Sandra's. So like, but this is what I'm saying. So people that have screwed up charts can be the best people to be in relationships with once they learn all their lessons.
So you're telling me that if somebody came to you and said, would you date Jeff? Should I date Jeff? You tell them no.
No, I would see your state. It would be way more of an analyzing thing. I'd have to see what dasha you were in. I'd have to see how you match with them. Like there are certain factors in charts that are not going to work with me. I know, because like the sexual aspects have to be there. These are number one. So
interesting.
And that's stuff that, you can just see and you don't have to waste time.
It's funny because I was doing a show the other day with a guy named Global Witness. His name is Derek. And when the thing came up about Jesus, the Lord, the Master, whatever, saying, know thyself. It was actually Socrates that said it, not Jesus. Said, know thyself. And Vedic astrology and the cards of truth really let you know yourself. They show you who you are. And, know is K-N-O-W. And when you know yourself, you know what to say no to.
Yes.
You know what to say no about you. No, this won't work for me. And you know what to say no about other people. Now, you can go against it if you want to, but you're taking a chance.
Yeah. And that's another thing when you're healed from all your wounds, and like I've been single for so long because
I've been single for almost 20 years, Heidi.
Well, and that's long, that's long. That's why you're okay to be. So when you go through, like I was always in a relationship, bouncing around from one to another, next one to the next to the next. And it would just like, they would pop up like out of nowhere. It would like, I would meet my division president introduced me to my ex-husband. So like, just always it was something, Yep. And then finally after my divorce and I was alone I was like, how can I do this? And I'm like, how do I be like, I've never slept like in my bed alone. You know what I mean? I felt like that. Or I always had a roommate or I was younger, cause I was in these long-term relationships. And then, oh my God, it's like, it's so crazy because now
that you've been alone and you're comfortable with your own skin, you're probably in a much better place if you do come into a relationship.
Exactly. I think so.
I was the same way, Heidi. I couldn't be alone. That's why I got divorced after 16 years and got married and annulled twice within 18 months, which isn't easy to do. Think about that. You got to meet somebody, get married, and then get an annulment. They weren't divorces, but within 18 months, 2 more. So do you think I had some issues? Yeah.
And the best thing to do is just admit it because like you can sit there and pretend like you're not and but that was the facts. Like I was, just was afraid because I never had it. So I just didn't think I could do it. This is my K2 in the first. And then when you realize you can do it, oh my God, life is so beautiful. Life is so wonderful. It is
Yeah.
so amazing. I don't have to come home. Nobody asks me where I was. I don't have, if I don't feel like coming home, I don't have to come home. If I don't have to say, oh, what do you want to eat? Blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying I'm opposed to it, but the freedom that's involved there, you know, like I haven't met, like you have to meet somebody that, you know, you feel that bond with, that connection. And then you're going to be like, oh, I just want to go home and see them, you know? But until then, like the freedom.
But
And
there's more to it, Heidi. With you, you've got to meet a guy, and everybody's going to hate this because I've been doing this too much lately. But the way you are, Heidi, you are, you know, you're an individual person. This is Heidi. She's right here. This is Heidi. This is Heidi. See her roar. She needs a guy that will be willing to be an individual person with her, next to her, her partner along with her. But what Heidi doesn't need is this thing that everybody pushes, the two become one flesh, where all of a sudden it's Heidi and this guy are overlapped. This shit ain't going to work for Heidi. Heidi needs this. And all America, all West wants to push this two shall become one flesh. It's a trap because it opens up this place right here for ego. And it means Heidi has to give up 30% of herself to some dude. She doesn't want to do that. This doesn't work. We got to stop trying to do it. And we've got to allow ourselves to be male, female, divine, sovereign, and free, and just join together for work, join together for love, join together for fun. But let the girl be who she is, a complete person. Let the dude be who he is, a complete person. This is the only thing that's going to work for you, Heidi. You can't do this. Don't even try it.
makes sense.
And my problem was, from my Christian upbringing, you know, two should be, I like this.
You want that big soppy mess.
I wanted that mess, but
Yeah.
it's a hot mess. And all of a sudden, you know, over this weekend, I said, I don't want this. This is a trap. This is the real thing right here.
Yeah.
And that really, really works because people, I mean, I sell the stupid t-shirts, divine, I'm divine, I'm sovereign, I'm free. But in my mind, I wasn't even.
Well, but here's the deal. I'm gonna, like, the best people that have the people that have the most.
So that's what you need.
Thanks. The people that have the most screwed up charts, they're preaching their messages, usually are having the same problems. Like, I would never go see somebody and ask them for advice if I thought they were like squeaky clean, had no issues, no drama, no problems in their life. I wouldn't respect what they had to say. Right. And number one, I know they're just full of it because they're just not expressing, because everybody's screwed up. I mean, it's just the facts. And when you do this and you do readings for everybody, you think you're bad. It's like, no, there's like 100 behind you that are way worse off, you know?
Way
So,
worse.
and this is like a very humbling, this has really helped me like change though, and really realize, like, don't get, like, when I'm in a bad mood about something stupid, like a road rage. Okay. A little road rage, a little mad about that. Okay. And it can just ruin just, you know, a good hour. I will either like watch a documentary, or I'll just, you know, think of somebody's chart or somebody's situation that, what, Heidi, stop being such a little brat, you know, stop being, you know, whatever. Your life could be way worse. You could be living in Syria and having bombs dropped on your head, not knowing what's going on, or wherever.
You need a dude that's going to let Heidi just have her time when she's got road rage, not bug her, not try to pat her on the head, not try to hug her, not try to, just let her be.
No, because I am affectionate. I don't need somebody that's as cold as ice. Okay. I can't, but you know, that's what's funny. That's what
Heidi, you can be cold sometimes. You know you can.
I am. Yes. But I need, like, two colds don't work either.
No, two colds wouldn't work.
Because I'm going to tell you that I went
colds don't make it right.
I went from having like attracted to extremely sappy emotional messes to now the most emotionally unavailable people. And this is K2 in the first house. You have to learn all these lessons. So now it's like these people, every person, K2 conjunct moon. I'm like, are you joking me? Like, what is, seriously? K2 conjunct moons? Like, it's ridiculous.
Heidi, let's do a reading. I'm sorry, I took you down a rabbit trail.
Okay.
This is a male, November 4th, 1969. And he didn't say where he was born. Damn it. Forget that. You got to say where you were born, when you were born.
In the city.
In the city. Yeah, where. You got to do it.
If you live in Europe, put the time in, you know, say you're in the month, spell out the month. If you live in a different country, and for instance, 1:38 p.m. or 13:38.
I even wrote that down, and then they didn't put the. Okay, here we go. Oh, this is April, who I blew off on a radio show yesterday because I blew the I thought she was in Western Canada, but she's in Winnipeg. So anyway, I missed it by an hour, but we'll get back with you, April. I'll be glad to do it. February, April, you put February of 1963. I need a day.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. There's another one with the date and the time, but no place. Let's see, Heidi. Maybe we're not going to do any readings here. She gave us that it's the 47th parallel, but she didn't give us.
How about I pull some cards for those?
7:30 a.m. Wednesday.
All right.
But we don't know what day it was.
Hey, how about if I pull some cards then for
Let's pull some cards. Pull a card for Brian Parker. He's the one that didn't put his place. And then pull one for April. She's from the Peg, but she didn't tell us what day she was born. Just said it was a Wednesday. It was 7:30 a.m. And it was in 1963, and it was on the 47th parallel.
Okay, so for Brian.
For trying. She tried her very best to give us all the information she could think of.
All right, so Brian, we'll go with Brian.
Brian, who makes a very dandy Orgone pyramid, let me tell you. And he makes these, whatever this is, a little Orgone shape here too, which is very nice. I didn't open Sandra's, Brian. I didn't want to spoil the surprise, but I'll be taking it to her next week. So Heidi is pulling from the Rider-Waite deck. I
pull all kinds of decks.
I see you got the Toth deck over there too, huh?
No, this is a new deck I just got with astrology signs.
Oh, okay.
So, and it's actually because I got it because I thought I could be like, oh, what sign is so and so, you know, and then I do pull it out, and it's a good like little lesson thing.
Thank you, David. He said Sandra was one. Jeff and Sandra are 1 × 1 = 5. I like that.
Okay, so first of all, Brian, there's definitely a female, I would say, possibly in the mix right now that you're.
A female in the mix. Would you say it's positive or negative?
Well, everything's reversed.
Everything's it's reversed. Okay.
But I will say, I think maybe this could be you, somebody like coming out of the.
Oh, I forgot it was you, Heidi. Everything always comes out reversed. I forgot.
Yeah, but when I see, move, I think this is like a positive. Like maybe he was being the hermit. Maybe he was, not opening up. And now, now you got to open up, or you have to stand up for something. And then you might move. You could be moving, or maybe a possible, like moving to a better direction with somebody, giving and receiving. Yeah, I think this is positive. So if you're depending, then here, I pulled a card over here. What do I do with it? 29.
Hey, we have some with all the information here.
Okay. Hold on. Let me just finish this. Oh, 29. Right in front of my face. Okay, so looking out over a bay, a beautiful sphere on the earth, and it's rotating. This card is reminding you to expand your vision, contemplate some broader options. The world is wide, so there's a lot out there to consider. In modern age of technology, it could be referring to creating or expanding a more global network through internet or social media. Drawing this card also knows that you have unlimited resources, so think big. The world is your oyster, so gobble it up.
Wow. Okay, so go for it, huh?
Yeah, and maybe there could be a bad relationship in the way, hurtling you.
Very interesting, Heidi. Very interesting.
Yeah.
How about July 20th, 1963?
Hold on, July.
And this is a lady.
Okay.
July 20th, 1963. Let me know when you're ready for more info.
Go ahead, I'm ready.
July 20th, 1963, 1:08 a.m., Cleveland, Ohio. So you're going to give us a general reading about this person, right?
Yeah, this is like a 5-minute personality reading. I mean, I'm
trying to go boy girl here.
Huh?
We were going boy girl. That was a boy. This is a girl.
Cleveland.
Who just lost LeBron James, I understand. But I don't care about basketball anyway, so.
What do you mean?
LeBron went to the Lakers, I think.
Oh, I thought he was in the chat.
No, LeBron is not in the chat.
Okay, so here we go. All right, so April, you are an Aries. This is a general personality reading. So real readings for me are really like they're an hour long.
This is not April, by the way.
Oh,
This
okay.
this person is named Caroline.
But it's 7/20, 1963, 1:08 a.m.
Yes, in Cleveland.
Ohio. Okay, so maybe April needs to listen to this a little bit too. So, so you are an Aries rising sign, okay, and what that is somebody that's a go-getter, typically assertive. It can be assertive, somebody that kind of jumps into things, but can jump right back out of those things too. Like Aries are the people that can, you know, make quick, rapid decisions, but they might not follow up on the rest of it. It's like just come up with the ideas. Okay, now your ascendant is in the nakshatra of Bharini. Bharini is a little bit more not the most assertive part of Aries. Okay, so when I said
not the most assertive.
Yeah, so you'll have that, but then you'll have like bouts where people can really drain the life out of you. So you have to be very cautious who you're around. You could be a caretaker, really good at taking care of people. You know, somebody that's you're probably a phenomenal writer, very creative. Okay.
Are they more apt to be empaths?
Yes, this ascendant probably. Yeah, and you have Moon Rahu, Venus. Okay, so Moon conjunct Rahu this is tough. Okay, this is not, you're going to change your mind a lot, ups and downs emotionally. Now you have it with Venus too, so this is even you're going to never feel, you're always going to be looking for something better because Rahu has the head, Moon. Like your mind, like you need to be emotionally stimulated. If you are not emotionally stimulated mentally, it's because it's all in Gemini too. So now let me tell you the positive things about this. It's tough for relationships. Could have some issues with siblings, possible. But what it's really good for is hard work, efforts. You could have had some separation things with a mother. Something with a mother could have happened. You know, this. I don't want to get too in depth, but because this gets really deep, you know, so I'm just giving you without researching it what I notice. But what it is good for is bouncing back. You have like if anything happens to you in life, you can come back, bounce right back. This eclipse is hitting you pretty hard, just so you know, pretty hard. All right. So, and then you also have Jupiter in the 12th house, which makes you very like humanitarian. Somebody that might be a little too generous sometimes. I'd be curious to know if you lost a child, and you might not have, but I would just ask, or maybe a miscarriage, or maybe you had a child that was taken, you know, could have been something like this. It doesn't mean you did, but when I see this, I would just be curious to know if something happened with a child. Now, on the positive side, this could be you're a really good teacher, spiritual, music, art, you know, anything like this, psychic, metaphysical stuff, all over you. I mean, writer, creative writer.
I think she's a medium. I think I saw somewhere that she's a medium. Would that surprise you?
That's Moon Rahu. That's, channeler too. Medium.
Yeah, channelers are mediums, yeah,
this
basically.
card is like somebody that can, one of the best tarot readers right here. Geminis tend to be the best tarot readers, I've noticed.
Well, thank you.
You're not even a Gemini.
I know, I'm just playing with you.
That's why you throw your cards away.
I threw them away because I don't want any of those corrupted cards. I want them plain and pure and clean.
Okay, and for you, the Lovers came up, the Page of Pentacles, so that's good.
This is still for
yeah, and then I'm gonna go with your transits. Yeah, something that looks kind of good. And the 10 of Cups. So I think you either, if you know, say you're married, happy, things are gonna really be good. But emotionally, like I'm going to say, this is triggering some, you're kind of having some, you could move. It could be your mother. It could be something with the 4th house stuff, or father or something. There could be something going on with working, career, and home life. Like maybe you want to move, or Rahu's in the 4th house. You'd be really good at real estate too.
At real estate? And they've got it's a lady. She's got a very clean moon. She's only got Venus in the moon, which is the 3rd best card to have in the moon. And it's really, really good not to have cards in the moon. She's only got that one card.
See, and that's totally reversed of what mine says, because she has Moon, Rahu, Venus conjunct.
Let me just make sure I'm looking at the right slot because, you know, I got to put these silly glasses on.
Here, let me pull the chart. I can pull the cards of compatibility, or no, the cards of truth here.
Yeah, she's only got Venus. She's only got Venus in the moon.
So I have her with Sun, Moon, Mercury, and Rahu.
In their moon?
In the King of Hearts. Or no, in the Two of Hearts. Yeah.
When I pull up her Queen quadration, there's not even a Two of Hearts on the board. This is the new software. I wonder if you changed the software or something.
I have the new software.
Because she pulls up as an Ace of Diamonds, right? In the Queen quadration. Did you just pull it? Do you just put in her card and pull it up? You got to hit that first, click on that first click on that first chart.
I did. It's pulled
And
up.
you got her Queen quadration, right?
I'll share my screen. Yeah.
Okay.
9 of clubs I have her as.
Share your screen, please. Because one of us is messing this up. Which isn't surprising. Queen quadration.
See the date up here? 7/20/63, 108.
Oh, you know what? I put 7/15/1963. My bad. Let me make sure.
Oh, like we totally just look like idiots.
Stop sharing your screen so I can see if I gave you the wrong date.
Oh man, this is so bad.
Well, we were right about what we said. It is the 20th is her date, not the 15th. Heidi, how did you get the 15th? I clearly told you the 20th. Let's play it back.
Who's right? Am I wrong? Do I have to fix it?
You do. It's July 20th, not the 15th. Oh, so you're right. Do you have the 20th or the 15th?
I have the 20th. Yeah.
You're right. I'm wrong.
Oh my God, this is a mess.
You're right. I'm wrong. So
Yeah.
put yours up, and yours is the one to go with.
All right. So here she's got the Queen. So 2 of Hearts, and she has
2 of Hearts is not bad for your moon.
Sun.
But she's got a lot of planets in there, huh?
Sun, Moon, and I think Venus. Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rahu.
Let's give her a quick look. Sun, Venus isn't bad. In what, Rahu?
Yeah.
Sun, Venus, Rahu. Yeah, that's not the best. That's not the best. How is her moon? Oh, what is it? Her moon is starved. Yeah.
But
Maybe
it says ashamed, secure, agitated. And that's a moon like that's somebody
Mercury starved. Yeah.
That's somebody that's like that's what I said with her moon Rahu and that Venus, that's an unsatisfaction. Like
Yeah.
she's always looking for like to be emotionally stimulated.
Yeah.
See,
So she needs an emotional meatball to be with.
Or somebody that's like talking about outer space, like having like outer space traveling sex or something weird.
So this woman really needs somebody who's very affectionate, very adoring, really into her.
Yes, and this is somebody that can fall in love out of love real easily because that moon Rahu, she can get sucked in, but then get bored real easy.
Wow, she can get sucked in and get bored.
So if she's like a psychic, so here's how this works. It doesn't mean she has to be like that. I would say, you'd have to look at the overall chart in general. So you have to look at so many other things. So many things to take into accountability, but.
You know who else is a 9 of clubs?
Who?
Me.
Yeah, and Rex.
Rex is a 9 of clubs.
Yeah.
Sandra's a 5 of clubs. A lot of clubs, and I've heard Ernst say this. A lot of clubs are a lot of spiritual workers, tarot readers, card readers are clubs people.
And the Queen of Clubs over here sitting right.
You're the Queen of Clubs.
The Queen.
Wow, the Queen of Clubs. So you got this thing locked.
Got the clubs down.
Sorry about that, Caroline. I put the wrong date up. So
Caroline, let me give you some more things here. So your transits, though. What would you say about like what could be going on? Do you want me to give you her card of the?
No, I'm not there yet.
All right. So this is like 9th house stuff, 7th house. Yeah, you definitely could meet somebody, or change like that, possibly.
Because
Yeah.
the clubs are all about energy, being energy, really creating and starting things. And they're good at, it's kind of weird though, because this says they're kind of good at, well, you mentioned education, you mentioned creativity. They're ambitious, they're adventurous, they got a lot of energy. They do like to analyze stuff quite a bit.
She's got a lot of that too in her chart. I just didn't get there.
But I mean, 9 is about being happy, having harmony. 9 is about being, conscious of harmony. 9's about communication, completion, or excuse me, it's about completion. So there's a lot of positive aspects to it.
Yeah. Okay. So for this person, I want to just say, you feel like your creativity is being blocked right now. You find this is the case, you may need to take more risks, open up to new and different ideas, go inward, find the feelings and that might be causing you this blockage. Call upon Ariel to help release old fears, self-limitations, affirm that you are open spirits, love, and creative inspiration. This reverse can also have some signals, some problems with intimacy, sexual intimacy. And like
Caroline asked, am I messed up?
No.
How would you answer that? I would say no.
No. So this is,
and she does want to move. She said she's not married.
Okay, well that would make sense. And
she says, how do I book a reading with Heidi? You go to oneofakindbyheidi.org.
Or go to my YouTube channel, channel 27.
Yeah. And be prepared to wait a little bit because Heidi's really backed up.
60 days.
60 days.
So unending business.
Her mother died when she was 9.
Okay, so I said separated from the mother or something like that?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow. Good stuff.
It's not always like, she also has Saturn in Capricorn, which is great for like sticking it out, sticking out. Somebody put a nice donation and said, what am I?
If you give me the information, we'll do your cards. Is that we need to do a
Caroline, though I did get the 10 of cups or the 10 of cups for you. Also the 9 of cups.
Is Caroline or is this Thomas?
Caroline. Who we're talking about right now? Who we're talking? Yeah.
We're talking about Caroline.
And the world and goddess of the moon. So like, I think for you, you just got to, maybe there's some unhealthy patterns and fears that, that you got to clean out.
Thomas, give us your date and place and time of birth. That's what we need, right? Date, place, time of birth. Yeah.
So I'll give you an example. So my birthday, September 12th, 1984, 13:38 or 1:38 p.m., Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, United States. We need it like that.
And Heidi loves Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah, so much. That's probably my Saturn moon. I hate going home. That could be it. Going back home to Pittsburgh.
Oh, that's funny. Caroline asked, will she ever find love?
Let me see. That's a Rod question.
Rod question.
The Rod question.
Will Caroline ever find love? Mine say yes, but it might not be super fast.
You're so funny. All right, I will say, will Caroline ever find?
There's not many dudes. We may have to go with another lady.
Of course, anybody can find love, but here's the thing. This is exactly what I was going to say. It feels like it's too much work. This is when I look at this card and like, oh, do I really want it? Like that's what I think when I see this card. I'm like, do I feel like doing this anymore? So you will feel a lot of that. Like it's going to be hard to fulfill. Okay, so Venus. Okay, so when K2's on the moon, it's different. Rahu is never happy. It's never satisfied. Okay, so it wants more of it, every which way possible. And whatever sign it's in, it's going to be like this. When it's with Venus, okay, so because of your moon, the way you're thinking, how you think, you're always wanting more, okay? And then Venus is sex, pleasure, love, relationships. So like you'll have no type. You'll be attracted to this person and this older, young, like you'll try foreign people. Like it's going to be, you're going to try all different avenues. And then some.
She's not locked in any one thing. That's good.
Yeah, right. That's good. So then, but the good thing to do is you got to learn you first, how to mentally think alone. Like you gotta,
Everybody does.
or maybe not think about it so much, because this is probably always on your mind, romance, romance, romance. And I'm not saying it's bad at all, because there's so many wonderful things. This is somebody that's like can write, can poet, you know, psychic, yeah, all that kind of stuff. But also like an illusionist, you know, like you could, like a channeler, or you know. So.
Yep. Let's do a dude now.
Okay.
February 15th, 1960. February 1/5/1960. Make sure I got it right this time.
February 15th.
1960.
Okay.
5:22 p.m.
5:22.
San Diego. No, LeBron did not die. He just left Cleveland. Cleveland died, not LeBron.
Okay, 2/15, 1960.
Sorry, I just went away from it. February 15th, 1960, 5:22 p.m.
Okay. So this San Diego, right. Okay, so this is now if I gave you a real reading, I would say this. We'd have to go make sure this was your right time. Yes, it's probably from a birth certificate, I see that, but you're 1 degree of a Leo. So with that said, you're still going to be in this nakshatra, but 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes drastically change your chart, changes your ascendant. Okay, so I'll just go with, I would say you probably like, okay, another moon Rahu. So everything I just said about the first person,
Caroline.
Caroline, you have moon and Rahu conjunct too. But here's the kicker. Yours is in Virgo, okay? And it's not with Venus. So it's in the second house, maybe. This is going to be you wanting perfection all the time, obsessed with perfection. You're going to have the same tendencies, not happy, not being fulfilled emotionally, and being too picky. It's Virgo, controlling. You want things a certain way. You want them in your control. I mean, you're probably interested in health, like, you know, spiritual health, whatever you want to call it, all that stuff.
All that stuff.
You're probably good with your hands. You could even be a really good cook, good with money, good with speaking. Same thing, like could have some issues with the mother possibly, and you could have a really good relationship, but maybe you just live in a different area or something. But I'll say that you sometimes think you're very critical. Okay, you can be very, very critical. Want things a certain way, like obsessed with certain things. And I don't know what house this is. I'd have to do your chart. So now, another thing is it can be somebody that's a very hard worker. Virgo is, you know, a little OCD. So you might have a little OCD in your head, you know, or think a little OCD.
There's nothing wrong with a little OCD, right?
No, I don't think there's anything wrong. When I say these things, trust me, like I'm not saying it in a negative way. I have to tell you things so you know that this is stuff that's like, where you're like, oh yeah, that's me, you know, and this is how you think, right? It's not necessarily how you act. So you can be very critical in yourself, so hard on yourself, it's like absurd. All right.
Thomas still hasn't given us his information.
I would say definitely there were some struggles with the mother for you. There was something with the mother. Now, okay.
Have you wrapped that one up?
Huh?
Are you finished with that one?
No, let me just say another thing.
Okay. Take your time.
10, 9, 8. Lots of change in your life and a lot of focus on money. There's a lot of change. You're probably very psychic though. And I would say that, yeah, that's all I can say with your chart right now, because you have a kind of an intense chart. So I don't want to.
Yeah, you don't want to do too much of that.
Very passionate. But there are some endings that have gone in your life or need to go. I have Tower, Death, Queen of Cups, the Two of Cups.
That is intense.
That's the Death card. Yeah.
So Thomas hasn't given us his information, but I want to at least pull a card for him, the Threshold card, which I've never pulled. And this is from Barbara DeLong's, what do they call it? I forget. Cosmic Deck of Initiation. The Threshold. A threshold's about to be crossed. A new aspect of self is being brought forward. A new level of understanding is being opened to you. A new beginning. You transcend a difficulty and grow to new dimensions within. That's for Thomas.
Real quick, storm warning reverse means the storm's going away, the negatives are going away, and you heard cards just was shot out across the thing. And cornucopia, that's the best card in the deck. Money, love, relationship, good things are happening. You probably got rid of some things ended and stuff. So
you're in a really good place. You're in a really good place. And I didn't, Thomas, I'm looking for it. I don't see it. Here's one. Heidi gave a nice donation, but I don't see. I see.
But I know Heidi. I'll pull
you know
Heidi.
Heidi Lehman?
Yes, absolutely.
Do you know her times?
I don't have her chart like that, actually. No, I know her. She's a Scorpio like me. Things should be improving for her.
Okay, so yeah, talk to her a little bit if you would, please. Will she ever find love? And she wants to get another reading scheduled with you. She found out her birth date is her birth time is 9:55, not 10:19.
It won't change it. She was Jace though. She won't change. It's fine.
Okay.
Okay. Door to romance. Relationships are coming. Definitely. And
relationships are coming for her?
Yeah.
Well, that's good news, right?
Yeah. As Jeff asked me that, the door to romance card popped out.
Jeff, I think as soon as you asked that, as soon as I asked that.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Heidi is like, she's so funny. When I saw her chart and we hit it off too. She's Scorpio rising, but she's got Venus in the first. She's had her fair share of issues.
Ooh, this is interesting because I pulled the Guardian Angel card for her.
Yeah.
And the Guardian Angel card is a good one. Let me give you what it says.
Challenging times are leaving. Darkest fears. So look, here's the deal. You need to reconsider something. All right. So like maybe if somebody comes in, maybe it's like, you're like, nah. And then you have to reconsider.
Additional guidance comes from the higher self. Be still and listen.
Wow.
Like I was just saying, you can draw from greater resources. Assistance comes from within. The wisdom from the past returns to open you to greater perspectives. An element of protection is around you, so there's no need to fear. Ask for direction and the guideposts will be there. Your energies are renewed and strength is restored from your higher self.
Can you pull me one of those, please?
Sure. Anything for you, Heidi?
Don't you love how I do this? I like those cards.
These are really good cards. I really resonate with them. They work really well for me. And I found them to be uncannily accurate.
Same with these right here. Like these are
What are they called?
They're energy oracle cards, but I still read them every time, even though I know what they mean. Because like you have to hear the message the card says, I feel like.
You do. I agree.
Like if I say it, it's not going to sound as nice. Or I'm going to miss a word that's like something that's very specific.
This is for you, Heidi. It's a Sagittarius card.
Oh.
Well, hold on. You don't know what it means yet. Yes. Sagittarius card. And this first sentence sounds like you.
No.
The wandering philosopher within.
No, I know what this is. Go ahead. Keep going.
Freedom and bursts of creative energy. This energy is full of excitement, truth, faith, and believing. A significant phase is about to begin. This energy asks for movement and seeks greater breadth of expression. New awareness offers greater understanding of your life's opportunities.
Interesting. Hey, I have a question.
A little skeptical, Heidi.
I'm always skeptical.
You are, aren't you?
So let me ask you a question. So this
Amanda B.
Six of Diamonds.
Say it again.
Tell me what the Six of Diamonds is.
I'm trying to see if I got Amanda B's info. She just gave a nice donation. Do you know Amanda B's info?
Amanda's, I think, a Scorpio too.
She says it's in a box in the garage. Amanda. She can't find her time of birth. She said just pull cards.
All right. I have to get the other one that went fly out of the thing.
Amanda, you're breaking my heart. but we'll pull cards.
So wait, what is the Six of Diamonds?
Let me shuffle these cards a second, and I'll tell you. We already talked about diamonds. You know, diamonds is mainly, you know, everybody thinks it's about money. It kind of is about money. But
Six of Clubs.
Clubs are diamonds, girl.
What are Six of Clubs?
Clubs is about being full of energy, being able to separate. Clubs are about being inspiration, career, education, creativity, ambitious, adventurous, an analyzer. Diamonds are about values, money, property, business, skills, resources, wealth. And it's a 2, you said?
Yeah, I wanted to know my year spread. Next year is a Six of Clubs year.
Oh, well, next year, I mean, should be a good year for education, career, a lot of creativity, a lot of inspiration.
I'm in a clubs year now.
It's a year to go for it.
I'm in a 7 of Clubs. Oh, it's going to be so much better than 7, right?
It'll be what is it, a 2 or a 6?
A 6. Sorry. I'm going into a 6.
6 is about fulfillment. 6 is about harmony, improvement. 6 is about the influence of the past and about reflection about your inner state.
Okay.
Interesting, huh?
Do you have those written down, or do you have that?
I have them all. I have them written down. I'm like you. I got to read them. I don't want to miss anything that Ernst says.
Yeah.
Because he is, I mean, he's the master. There's no doubt about it.
I know. Okay, so for Amanda.
Yeah, I got one. Oh, shoot. I got a good one for Amanda. Universal Harmony. Go ahead, Heidi. I'll come back to that.
No, you go first.
Okay. Universal Harmony for Amanda. Amanda B. from Down Under.
That's from Australia, right, Amanda?
Yep. Great abundance is yours if you reach for it. Abundance is within. Choose to acknowledge it. As you recognize the abundance around you, it will increase. This is a time to harvest the abundance within you. Abundance flows your way. Be open to it. To be abundant is to experience the joy of creation.
Okay, so you can do that, right? For sure. But I think something got spun around here, because I have a lot of like the 5 of Wands, 2 of Swords, the 5 of Pentacles, I have a lot of cards here of endings, and things that are out the door. So in this,
maybe her bad times have ended and it's time she's moving into some abundance.
Okay, but everything's reversed here. Literally.
Oh shit.
And everything's reversed even on this. So things are here, I'm pretty sure you're a Scorpio rising like me. So things are definitely improving, but we still have Jupiter in our 12th house right now. So there's still some cleaning out the closets, So this says that be careful not to miss an unknown opportunity because you're too married to your agenda. Also, it's asking you to turn inward with willing to shake your old unhealthy patterns and inner habits. And that's what I see here. Not being happy. You're feeling like you have to just give. You're done. You're just leaving. You're ready to walk out of a situation. You're not feeling it right now.
I think she is, if I remember correctly.
And the 4 of Cups, this is not, just so you feel like this all the time. Now it's time to roll out. I feel like you are ending some serious stuff. So hold on.
I think she is, Heidi, if I remember correctly.
Is she?
Yeah, I think she's in a period of ending or transitioning.
Yeah. So hold on. The power your life force moves through you deeply held habits, projecting your energy out. The universe is calling back your results. In this way, your ongoing thoughts and beliefs are really your defining moments. In every next choice, you have another energetic choice. So it's time to decide. Are you going to let worry and self-doubts define you? Are you going to step into the ever-present adjacent possibility of optimism, trust, and self-love? No matter how stuck you feel, you always have options to make thousands of choices.
No matter how stuck you feel? Oh, stuck.
Stuck.
I'm sorry.
And then the world reversed. Okay. And I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I'll say that.
Can we do one more general reading, Heidi?
Yes.
Thanks. When you get a chance.
You're limiting your views. You're thinking too narrowly. What you feel you deserve. You feel boxed in by old ways. This card is calling for you to get creative. And you are, Amanda. I know you. I know you are. You are such a you should be doing something like this. You need to get creative.
You know, I feel that too. I think she's definitely got some gifting along the lines of divination that she's not using.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, she's like, in a way, her chart, there's certain aspects of her chart that reminds me of mine, where like I never touched tarot cards. I never touched rods. Now I'm like a maniac. I'm like, I like tarot sometimes better than astrology. It's more,
They were of the devil, Heidi. You couldn't touch those things.
well, not even that. It's just like, I didn't know. I'm like, oh, what do I do with these? Like, I don't know how to read them. And I read them not my own way. And I read the oracle cards, but how I look at these will never be.
You're very unorthodox in your tarot, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. It works though.
And Jenny's very intuitive, and I'm kind of by the book. It's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do Haley.
Okay. Is she cards or charts?
She gave us her
Good. Birthday?
Houston, Texas, September 20th, 1987.
Okay. Time?
10:18 a.m.
Houston, you said?
Houston, Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas.
And please check out my channel, channel 27 as well.
Check out channel 27, Heidi Vandenberg.
Okay. All right. So you have a lot of planets in Virgo. So you are a Virgo, you know, you're 920. You thought you were Virgo, and you have a lot of planets in Virgo. Sun, Venus, Mercury, K2. Now,
All in Virgo.
all in Virgo. Let's just say this. You are hard on yourself. You're very psychic, but then it's in Virgo. So it's practical. It's like, well, oh, what is this? You want to know what everything is. Sometimes there's no answer. There's going to be a lot of letting go. Like you were an old soul. You're probably very, very psychic. Like,
welcome to the Hotel California.
What's
Someone's
this person's
quoting
name?
Hotel California for some reason.
you even could be a really good detective. Like 12, you are one hell of an analyzer. Like you should be learning astrology, learning all of this. You would love it. Now, you're going to want the books like Jeff, right? You're going to want to know all the details, the nitty gritty, but there's an unsatisfaction in relationships. You have Venus conjunct K2. That's never easy. Never happy with somebody. You're going to always want more, different. Same thing as a moon Rahu to a certain degree, but K2 Venus is more behind the scenes. You don't want anybody to know. It's doing more sketchy things, hidden things behind the scenes that nobody knows. So
I mean, kind of naughty.
Yeah. Well, it can be, or you were. Now, if you're younger and you got it all out, well, you're pretty young still. So, you know, it can also be, you just have sexuality is just like a little, there could be, can be off sometimes, or, you know, sometimes it could go very, I want to say, because it's in Virgo, so it kind of changes everything up here, but.
So that's not necessarily bad by any means.
Depends on the sign.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's in Virgo, so it's not going to be like as scandalous as it would be like in a like Scorpio. If that was in Scorpio or in like a water sign or in a, you know, it's going to be a lot different. Now this is going to be more analyzer. You know, now there's going to cause some issues with relationships. Maybe father, maybe brothers, could be, you know, some issues with relationships and your people in your life. Okay, lots of hidden enemies. Doesn't matter. You destroy them, but. Because you have K2.
I got hidden enemies, don't you?
Anybody with planets in the 12th typically have hidden enemies.
Okay.
You can have really crazy dreams. You could see paranormal stuff, like big time. Then you have the moon Mars conjunct. So the way you think is in Leo, very creative, very creative self-expression. It's conjunct Mars. So this is really good for real estate too. Or say you did mortgages, or, you know, you analyze things. You're a great analyzer. Like you're good with details. I'm not saying you like them, but you're good with details. But then you have like in the 11th house, this moon Mars. So you have a lot, like there's a part of you that's very creative, like actress, want to have fun, but then moon's conjunct Mars. So then that can be, you change your mind easily. You can get really heated easily. Like I said, siblings, brothers, possible mother, brother, some issues. You have money, fear. There's some fear over money sometimes, I would say, in your life. But you're in a moon dasha, so this should be great for money. Like it could be good for big money, hopes, wishes, dreams. Like you could really, really have some great breakthroughs. 11th house is gains, friends, networks, circles. groups, friends now, but your mother could be going through something. Yeah. Okay.
And from the Cosmic Deck of Initiation by Barbara DeLong, I pulled for you Universal Wisdom. And Universal Wisdom awaits your experience and application. Wisdom carries for you release and growth. Wisdom grows from experience and is different for every individual and every situation. Wisdom is not knowing, it is understanding. Wisdom is guiding you and opening you to the greater mysteries of the universe. Live your wisdom, breathe life into it.
Breathe life into it. That's interesting. Your ascendant is a Libra. So like you have all these heavy conjunctions, but you can actually put the front on that you're very balanced. You want balance. Your goal in life is to have balance, even with all this craziness. And Swati Nakshatra is all about going beyond, breaking rules. And it's really hard for you to do when you have all those planets in Virgo. Virgos don't like to break rules. They like to do things by the books, details. So sometimes like you're a healer. You could be a phenomenal, like Reiki master or something like this. Heal people, or you could be a nurse, you know. But here's the thing. Broken heart, but door to value. Okay. This means money's coming in the door. And then I pulled this card, which is the Magician in the Mirror.
Ah.
And that card is like how I see your chart, like this magician, like this mystical person, but can't tap into it. Like they're all blocked by ego, by, you know, thought patterns, by K2 and Venus and everything else. Like you just had your Saturn return. So that was hard in the second house. So but it's positive. It's going away. These are all good cards. So.
Was that still Amanda?
No, that was 920.
Oh, okay.
92087.
Powerful stuff.
Yeah.
Really good stuff. So what's new coming up for you, Heidi? Anything?
No. Nothing's new. I just got my channel back. I was grounded, you know, for 3 months from posting a controversial video. So that's exciting. So now I can stream live again because it's not the same not streaming live.
It's really not. That really hurt me bad too when I got my ban, even though it got overturned, but it still takes, you know, 4 weeks and that it hurts.
Yeah. And it just really kind of put me in like well, here we go. Jupiter was retrograde, right? Saturn was retrograde in my second house of speech. I said something bad. Saturn came and blasted me, gave me a little smackdown, you know, second house. It's all in the third house of K2's there, in my house of communications, internet, social media, talking about the secrets, the dark secrets. That's K2. I mean, it's so in my chart right now. So
they work for you and they work again you too.
Absolutely. You're always going to have to learn some lessons. So, but it worked because I got so busy at work. There's a reason why that happened. You know, like I have been so busy. We have a whole nother community now. So my work life and the real work, thank God it happened, because I don't know if I would have a lot going on with real work too. So
let me answer a Rod question for Amanda. Ask your rods, did Huff contact her family because Amanda Berry ×2 came out?
Who's Huff?
Mine say no. I don't know. That's just what she asked. Did Huff contact your family because Amanda Berry ×2 came out? They say no. They say no. Heidi, I appreciate you staying a long time. This was a really good show. It was a lot of fun.
Yes.
Do you have any words of wisdom to leave with the people?
So the next 2 months, there's a lot of intense energy. So I said this on my channel that the best thing to do is, when you're aware, you won't get as mad as you normally would if you were unaware, right? So now that I'm saying, so like if somebody snaps at you or acts totally like an idiot or says something horrendous to you that makes you feel like complete trash, right? And degrades you or hurts you or something, or totally disrespects you completely, or something comes out that you're like, did that really just happen? Did this person really do this to me? Know that they're not thinking clearly, right? Because everybody is getting afflicted. And like people that have Cancer moons or planets in Cancer, they're getting blasted. Okay. And K2 in Capricorn, it's like the law coming down, you know? So it's more,
Wow.
like, then we have Mars retrograde with conjunct K2, terrorists, fires, dramatic things. I have this in my chart in my first house. So I can tell you that it's a lot of secrets, a lot of hidden things that, you know, can come out and not exploding, because K2 in Capricorn conjunct Mars. When I was young, I can be a pistol, let's just say. Okay.
But only when you were young, not anymore, right?
Yeah, right. No, I could still be a big bitch when I need to. So, and it just comes out of nowhere. It's like this literally, I can feel it. When I was doing a show with Rex, and he, like, him and his wife, we were all at my mom's house for your event.
Yeah.
And somebody said something, like, called me something stupid, you know, something like some word like a slut or.
And it wasn't me.
No, right? I got so hot. Like, I got so mad that Rex was like, oh my God, like, he felt the heat come off of me.
Wow.
That's how mad I get. Like, it's like I turn into like a fireball. Okay. So this is what's going on right now. And then and if you're not used to this energy and somebody doesn't have this in their chart, like, I'm normal. This is actually calm for me. Mars retrograde for me sometimes really helps me because my Mars is so intense anyway.
Were you born under retrograde Mars?
No, but I have Mars K2, so it's different. And Mars and K2 are together.
It's funny because I was born in Mercury retrograde, and I love Mercury retrograde. I'm happy in Mercury retrograde. Right. Things are great for me in Mercury retrograde.
Right. See? And that's how that can work. I mean, and that's why I'm saying debilitated Venus doesn't mean it's bad. It just means you're a realist about relationships. You are going to probably be more of a materialistic person, but you can make a lot of money from it.
Yeah.
You know, so it doesn't mean it's bad. Why are you laughing?
When you were just talking, Joe says, when you were saying you get hot, Joe says, that's hot. No pun intended. That's funny.
Yeah. So, but I mean, so a lot of people, be careful on the road, accidents, fires, turn your curling irons off. Don't leave stuff on the stove. Double check your, like, things. If there's a storm in your area, this is hurricane season, get out. Don't take risks. This is like another one of those Gondanta drownings. You know, there's just a lot going on.
Carrie, you are going to make it on your own. I agree. Amanda says she'll just stay in bed.
I want to stay in bed right now. My gosh.
Sometimes you just want to pull the covers back up and roll over and go back to sleep.
Yeah, I wish, like, today would have been such a great day to do that. And I had to go to work. So,
oh my.
All day.
Heidi, oneofakindbyheidi.org, right?
Yes. And channel 27 on YouTube, everything's there.
So just go to channel 27. You type that in, it'll be right there.
Here, I'm going to go into the chat.
Right?
I'm going to go into the chat.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, I don't even know what I just typed in there.
Oh, there it is. It showed up. So there you go.
Yep.
Well, Heidi, excellent. Thanks for being here. I think we gave some good information out to folks today. Thanks for letting me pick your brain on some of those astrological matters. I didn't mean to blindside you.
No, that was good. I always like talking about astrology anytime, any place, anywhere.
Great. And Teresa says she has Fluffy going. It is in the box below. And you know what? I'll put your Heidi's channel's on my front page. It's right near the top, so you can always click there if you get lost. I'll put it in the information box below as well. Heidi, thanks so much. It was awesome. Thanks to all of you for being here. I do salute you for being here, seeking after truth. And we will see you again next time. Thanks so much for being here.